on Abyssal. I'm looking forward to seeing these eXile games. eXile and I have been talking a lot about compositions. He actually just got back into platinum yesterday, and I'm looking forward to some big things from eXile. To be honest, I think he's gonna hit diamond within the next season or two, for sure. He's got a good mindset. Really open to feedback and wants to learn. So here we go. In the bottom right hand corner of the map, it is the red Zerg. eXile. His opponent in the top left, the blue Protoss. Imba. He's a barcode. So he's we're just gonna call him barcode. Yeah, that's what I mean, eXile. You know, I've said it like a million times to you, dude. So you know what I mean. By the next 1 to 2 seasons, I mean this season or the next one. This season still being quite young. Wait, I think the season ends in like, is it mid-July? So yeah. You know what I mean, you son of a bitch. You know exactly what I mean. Don't give me a hard time. I'm casting your game right now. That's one thing you never do. You don't criticize the caster. If he's casting your replays. If he's not casting your replays, then actually it's the easiest thing in the world to criticize the cast. Like, wow, what a dumbass. He has all of this information in front of him and he's still like predicting everything wrong. But no, since I'm casting your replay, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to be like, he was supply blocked for 3 seconds when he needed those 3 roaches, and therefore this dumbass lost the game. Wow, what a loser. Sweet, yeah, I would be very, very happy to help you out. I'm not sure what race you play. And, wait, 1 second here. Let's see. Yeah, I am trolling you, eXile. Oh, sweet, okay, so you play Terran? Perfect, yeah, I'll be more than happy to, I'll be more than happy to help you out there. So just feel free to ask me questions whenever. And like I said, I'm always uploading content from my stream. So if you miss my stream, I'm always uploading the best games and replay analyses, things of that nature, onto my YouTube. So feel free to check that out if you like. And Nakamura, let me see what you said. Let's do a best of 7 if I have no more replays. I've got 3 more replays from eXile. When are we going to do our best of 9, by the way? Or our PvP best of 9? Because I'm still looking forward to that. And I would be happy to have you co-cast the next ones if you like as well. Alright, so nothing out of the ordinary has gone down so far. The Baneling Nest here, by all indications, I think it's just going to be a defensive Baneling Nest that helps the Zerg out against things like early Adept pushes. This Adept is actually out of position, so nice job here by eXile to get past that. It's going to get in here, get a full scout. There isn't anything in the main base, but that in and of itself is information. It forces an entire worker line away from the job. Ling is going to die, but not in vain. Ooh, nice. A proxy pylon is spotted. Should signal eXile to go over there and kill that shortly. Overlord being pushed away here from the barcode. Okay, cool. So we are going to do the PvP best of 9 tomorrow. Sick. Man, I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that. I want revenge for that carrier game. I'm not gonna lie, so I'm coming for you, man. Spore Crawler coming down now. For eXile is momentarily supply blocked after losing the Overlord here to the Stalker. And Barcode is taking out this pylon so that he can escape his base and presumably start putting pressure onto eXile. Things are, as I said, very standard, very passive thus far. Let's take a look at the worker counts. All right, this is definitely lower than eXile would like. He is mixing in some drones with units now, though, so hopefully he'll get that up shortly. He's got 19 Lings, there's 1 Adept, 1 Stalker, 2 Sentries, and the all-powerful Mothership Core. The force field is actually late, so eXile is going to get straight into the main base. At the very least, he's going to get a fantastic scout off. Actually going to pick off a few probes before all is said and done. By a few, I mean 6 and maybe counting. So the Stargate is obviously scouted. The Artosis pylon is in jeopardy. I think there might not be enough surface. There is just enough surface area for the Lings to get it before the Gateway Army takes it out. Wow. That was quite an unpowering. Overseer's morphing in. I don't think there's a Dark Shrine in play anywhere. Nope. But better safe than sorry. Don't need to make any more. At least not at this point. Take a look at that worker count again. It is still quite low. This is concerning me for eXile. He's done a really good job getting his scouts off. He's done a really good job killing workers. But, okay, so this is actually becoming borderline all-in. With this amount of Lings and this really low amount of drones, this is getting to be a bit worrisome. I'm worried on behalf of eXile. He definitely wants to get something done with these Lings because his economy is actually behind that of the Protoss. As we see here, he's 10 workers behind. That's very significant. Normally, at this phase of the game in a ZvP, the Zerg would be roughly, give or take a bit, but roughly 10 workers ahead. So these Lings, I mean, they either have to do damage or they have to keep this army at home while eXile just completely drones up. Yeah, for real, man. I love that killer instinct on eXile, though. As soon as he saw that Artosis pylon, he just honed in on that thing. He's like, oh, nah. There's just so much value to taking out a pylon like that. You kill one building, and it kills, 5 temporarily. Nice move there. Glaives is finishing up. +1 missile attacks, and Carapace coming in. No melee upgrades. Maybe a bit surprising given the high Ling count, but not the biggest deal. Just because Hydras are going to be coming into play now. Of course, they'll benefit from the missile attacks. I know that eXile likes a swarm host play, so I expect to see an infestation pit relatively soon. Worker count slowly eking its way up there to where it needs to be. If we take a look at the infrastructure from the Protoss, he has 2 gateways. Okay, he just hasn't morphed these in yet. There we go. So he's on 6 warp gates and 2 bases. Starting to get to that phase where he needs to make a decision. With 6 warp gates is kind of an in-between phase. And funnily enough, it looks like he's going to play this in an in-between way. What I mean by that is it's enough enough warp gates to where you can put on pressure, and I would argue you probably should put on a little bit of pressure, because it's too much to be purely defensive. If he wants to be purely defensive, he can do like 3 or like even 4 gateways, get his Robo, Stargate, whatever, and then expand to his 3rd. But with 6, he's really delaying his 3rd base quite significantly. So we see that he did get out a lot of gateway units. Actually, wow, he's actually way ahead, considering this is PvZ, in army supply, and he's getting a 3rd base at the same time. Now, with that being said, the infestation pit is down now. Hive is on the way. More Hydra Ling coming down, +2 missile attacks, +2 Carapace is going to go up against the 1/1 of the barcode. Templar Archives has just finished. Immortals being added into the mix. I don't think they're going to do much here, if I'm not mistaken. Against Ling Hydra? Yeah, Immortals are not going to be great. There are no roaches out. Take a look at the vision of the barcode. He has seen nothing since the initial scout. Ling's going to poke in here. I like this move, getting some information. Sees the third base. Should see the unit composition as well. Got some zealots added into the mix. I don't recall seeing charge at any point. Where is the Twilight Council? Okay, charge was researched. I just missed it. And I didn't see them charge there, but I wasn't really paying attention, admittedly. So this is kind of what I'm talking about, by the way, with that really late third base. It's just finished up a little while ago. The main is already halfway mined out. So, you know, soon enough, it's going to be a two-base economy again. That's the disadvantage to playing super defensively with a high gateway count while getting a late third base like this. Swarm hosts are, in fact, coming in. What did I tell you? How many queens do we have? 4 queens. Okay, so we've got just 1 creep queen and then 1 per base. Worker count, not too bad. Enough to fully saturate the 3 bases. 4th base now on the way. A little bit late, all things considered. I don't think it's going to be a big deal in this game, especially since the Protoss took his 3rd base very late. But so far, pretty passive. 3-3 is on the way from eXile. Nice timing there, very shortly after the Hive finished. 2-2 coming in for the Protoss, as well as Storm. And I think we're probably going to see a move out pretty soon. I mean, this is a very healthy number of swarm hosts. By healthy, I of course mean unhealthy, right? Disgusting free units. Broken. Etc. But anyway, from the Zerg perspective, it's a very healthy amount of swarm hosts. Definitely enough to push, especially once... definitely once the 3-3 hits. I would argue you can even push now. If eXile was on top of checking his opponent's upgrades, he should have realized that he does have an upgrade window. And I mean when the Lings poked in here. I'm not sure if eXile did click on his enemy's units. By the way, that's something that I recommend you do. No matter what race you play, check your opponent's upgrades as frequently as possible. You know, if you're in the middle of microing a really intense fight, that's not the best time to do it. But aside from that, anytime you see your opponent's army, check their upgrades. Good force fields going down now, but Locusts don't care. Locusts ain't got no time for those force fields. Flying right over, swooping down. They saw what happened to their Baneling friends. Still didn't care. That's how you know they're badasses. Swooped right into the action, and they're pushing back the Protoss army. The best things in life are free, eXile. Or so I've been told. Oh, man! Actually, really nice force fields there from barcode. Could have been even worse if there weren't a couple of slight holes for the Hydras to go back through. But all things considered, that was really, really well done. We do have a main engagement, but it's without Locusts. That is definitely not what eXile wants to do. He does spawn them now. But it's after he already lost a significant portion of his army, so I'm a little bit worried for him here. If he would have had those at the start of the engagement, I think he certainly would have fared better. I'm not sure he would have won it, but it would have gone better than that. Does he have Baneling speed? Does eXile have Baneling speed? No. Okay, that's what I thought. I was a little bit worried about that. I was just about to say, coming to you live from twitch.tv. See what I did there? I do like this 5th base up here for eXile. Could even add some drones, to be honest. He has a mineral bank for it. And if he adds more drones, he can also start making static defense. This is a really scary push, though. It is 3-3 against 2-2, but these Archons are frightening. Locusts do spawn right on top of a few of them. One Archon goes down. A second one does follow. But, I mean, there's a lot of Protoss here. With that being said, there are a lot of Hydras as well. And it looks like, I think the superior I should say the lesser reinforcing time for eXile, there was no Warp Prism with that army, plus the superior upgrades end up ruling the day. Well managed there from eXile. And now, oh, holy, I mean, that's actually a nice wall, but at the same time, that's a lot of gateways to be vulnerable out there in the center of the map. 14 warp gates, wow. I think we must have oversaturation somewhere, right? Okay, there's the transfer right there. Burrow about to finish up. I know eXile loves his Burrow play, and I love watching it, in addition to the Baneling bombs. He's going to push up here, clear the rocks. A mothership is being warped in. And actually there are no overseers, so this could be dangerous. This could be really dangerous. eXile is in an advantageous position. He's actually in a much better position right now. Still no 3-3 even being researched for the barcode. But if this army gets caught fighting an invisible army, that is not going to go well. So that's the one way that eXile can throw this. With that being said, I don't think it's going to happen. Mothership still is not complete. This gateway army is actually now invisible because it doesn't exist. It got wrecked. Feedbacks go down on the Vipers. This should, seeing this invisible base though, should cue eXile into making an Overseer. Once he does, he's going to clean this up pretty easily. Florencio, my man, what's up? I actually thought these Hydras were dancing for a second, then I just realized I was watching their attack animation from a weird angle. GG is called. While I was looking at the chat there and thanking Florencio, the Hydras actually focused down the mothership, and that is definitely one way that you can deal with the problem. Well done, well played. Dude, Florencio, I forgot to ask. We had a session